Hello and welcome to the Sideboard here at the Star City Games Players Championship, brought to you by Ultimate Guard and Carnox Chairs. I'm Nick Miller alongside Team Lotus Box's Zone, and the only other multi-Players Championship competitor other than Joe Lissette, Dylan Donegan. How we doing?
What's up, Nick? Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Really happy to be here at the tournament, obviously. Good to be back.
Qualified a long time ago, 2014, when you snapped off the Invitational in Seattle.
Over 5 years ago, or a little less, I guess, but...
And you're making your trip back. How's it feel?
Great. No, I'm excited to be back here now, much more experienced and alongside 5 of my teammates, which is really awesome to be able to, we were expecting about 3 to 4 of us to make it, but having 6 is, pretty much a dream come true. So, I'm feeling a lot more comfortable, feeling a lot more confident this time around. So excited for sure.
All right. Well, we're talking Legacy. And the thing is, when I think about Dylan Donegan Legacy decks, I think Delver.
Yep.
That is not what we're doing.
No.
We're playing some Hogaak.
Yeah, I actually feel really guilty. Like, I got these Brainstorm sleeves, the Grand Prix New Jersey ones, and I was sleeving up my Legacy deck thinking, like, kind of my last hurrah on Legacy, probably not going to play the format much more. I was like, man, I'm sleeving up Hogaak in Brainstorm sleeves. This is a disappointment.
All right, well, let's get into it because this deck will look quite familiar to those who played Modern not too long ago.
Yep.
As the deck is almost the exact shell from the pre-multiple bannings of Hogaak with a couple of slight upgrades.
Yep.
So we're going to see a lot of the engine and some of the graveyard recursion here first before we get to Hogaak himself. Hedron Crab, Gravecaller, and Bloodghast. What are all these pieces doing in this deck?
The 2 different pieces right here. Really, the Bloodghast and the Gravecaller are part of the recursion, engine of the deck. Your free creatures, so to speak, so that you're casting your Hogaaks quickly. Trying to put Vengevines or Bloodghasts and Gravecrawlers in the bin via Crab Milling or Careful Study, and just getting them back for free via either Bridge from Below zombies or Stitcher Supplier is a zombie too that gets your Gravecrawlers back, and just trying to enable a quick Hogaak. Not to diss the presentation, but I think Vengevine would be more of a part of this whole package.
We'll find Vengevine,
of course,
on these next slides as we see Hogaak coming up on the next one, and Vengevine and Stitcher Supplier, as you mentioned there. The whole package here.
Yeah,
Hogaak. I think a little bit of time has passed, but I don't know if people, the power level of that deck in Modern. And to still see it put up results in Legacy after that, it kind of died down though for a little bit, and now you guys are bringing it back here for this event.
So honestly, I've been under the opinion that graveyard decks are really strong in Legacy since about October. A good friend of mine, Tarek Patel, ended up having a good run of tournaments with Hogaak. He top-8'd, I think it was SCG Syracuse, might have been Worcester, and then into a top 8 at Grand Prix Atlanta. And I had some other friends experience some success with Dredge as well, which we also saw top 8 the last Legacy Grand Prix. So I think graveyard strategies are just in general really strong in Legacy right now, and people are generally unprepared for them. And I think this was kind of a level 1, like everyone expected. There could be some people that showed up with graveyard decks, but it wasn't a long list. Honestly, a lot of the competitors here have are pretty set in stone what they're going to play, and it was pretty clear. But it just seemed like as I was laying out all the strategies and, I saw, 6 to 7 Snowco or Miracles decks, a couple different Delver decks that I think Hogaak was just, and graveyard decks in general, were just in a prime position for this tournament. So that's part of why myself and Collins Mullen and Abe Corrigan as well played it.
Right. So we see the powerful engine and package here. We're going to move on and see some of the upgrades, Cabal Therapy, not Modern legal. So this is one of the few cards that this deck gets that really supercharges it now.
Definitely.
Something you couldn't do in Modern, but talk about what you can do with it in this deck in this format.
Yeah, Therapy is really nuts in this deck. Obviously, in an ideal start, you're milling through a good chunk, about a third of your library within the first 2 to 3 turns, giving you access to quick disruption because obviously, Legacy, we also have a slew of degenerate decks that you need to be able to disrupt. So Cabal Therapy just kind of is like a free disruption piece in your graveyard deck that, oftentimes you're milling over, you're sacking your Stitcher Suppliers and your Bloodghasts and your Gravecrawlers, these recursive creatures to make the flashback free, so to speak. So really great card in this deck, really great upgrade for the Modern deck. The Modern deck was just trying to goldfish faster than everybody, which it successfully was doing. But Legacy kind of need a little bit more of a oomph, I guess, so to speak, and Therapy definitely helps there a lot.
All right, then we get to see pieces that were slowly taken away from the modern build, Alter Dementia and Bridge from Below. Alter obviously gives you that alternate win con, which, got quickly removed from the deck, but was still just as good. What's your split in Legacy in terms of how much are you winning via one way or the other?
I would say Alter is the more common win condition. Like in Modern, we saw that was pretty much the way people won before the banning of Bridge from Below, and then the deck shifted to more of an aggressive deck where it was just trying to put 12 power in play on turn 2. While you certainly still do that quite a bit and obviously still win games like that, I would definitely say Alter is the main win condition, and it kind of feels like almost like the KCI of this deck. It allows you to keep a lot of hands that you wouldn't otherwise keep if there was any other card, just because it's so powerful and you see so much of your deck. And that enables you essentially drawing a bunch of cards. So.
All right, we'll keep on going here. Careful Study, kind of the other faithless looting here.
Yeah, just we're color shifted now. We're not playing red. We're playing a Soul Tide build of the deck, and you need to fetch Underground Sea on turn 1 every time, pretty much, to make sure your crabs are online, even if you don't have them. If you were to draw one, you want to be able to play it before playing your land. Careful Study, of course, also in that equation. So it's basically the same functionality as Faithless Looting, but it's actually a lot better because of the mana requirements of the deck. Yeah.
And then Once Upon a Time, 2 copies here. I mean, why not just keep jamming the broken cards in?
Yeah. And this was a new addition that, like people like Tarek and some other people who had been championing the deck online hadn't gotten to yet, or it might not have been out in some cases. But it was one that Collins Mullen and I pretty quickly decided was a shoe-in for the deck. This card's just broken. If it's in your opening hand, you're gonna be looking for a Hedron Crab, Stitcher Supplier, one of your enablers, or a payoff piece like a Hogaak.
Sure, Once Upon a Time for Hogaak.
Yeah, the deck's really tight. We pretty much had like one therapy that got cut for it, and then a land, because obviously this helps you find your lands. So a really great addition. I don't think I would go overboard and play more than 2. We waffled with 3 and 4, but I think 2 is a pretty solid number because the deck list is really tight.
All right, we'll get through the lands here. You do have a Dryad Arbor, but not too much else really hanging out in the mana base here.
Yeah, and the Dryad Arbor is an innovation I got from Simon Nielsen, who I saw was playing the deck online, and other people hadn't been playing the Dryad Arbor, and when I saw that, it was just so obvious, like, oh, of course, that's great. So,
all right, we'll jump into the sideboard here. Your extra Cabal Therapy hanging out here. Then you have your answers to problematic permanents. Abrupt Decay, Assassin's Trophy. What are you looking to hit mainly?
Yeah, so Abrupt Decay, definitely mainly looking to hit Rest in Peace and Containment Priests, the white interaction that we're going to see out a lot of the Snowco decks. Obviously, uncounterability is pretty nice there, so they can't try to back it up with Force of Will. Assassin's Trophy, that one is for the ley lines. We also have other cards for that, which I'll get to.
Next slide here.
But Assassin's Trophy, essentially just the 5th answer along with the Force of Vigors to ley lines. Leyline just being the best card versus you, and you want to be able to kill it every time, so you want more than 4 answers.
And did you expect a lot of other people playing graveyard decks too? Because we've got the 4 Leyline here.
Honestly, no, we didn't. It was pretty foreseeable what a lot of competitors would be registering for this one, and that didn't include a lot of graveyard decks. But to be honest, the Hogaak sideboard is not, I don't want to say it's not good, but it's just that the deck, you can only sideboard so many cards to keep your deck functional, and we don't need any more, naturalized disenchant type cards. We don't need any more discard. So what else are you really going to put in your sideboard? It's got to be ley lines. So, it's not really essential, but it's just like, what else is better?
Yeah. And 2 more Thoughtseize to go with your therapies. So in the matchups where you need to nail a piece of graveyard hate early, you have 6 options.
Yep. Surgicals, sometimes when you don't want to guess with your therapies, you just want to be able to snipe it every time. So Thoughtseize is useful for like the blue control decks as well as combo.
All right. Well, how are you feeling coming into this event? How do you like your decks?
I think my decks are really good. I have Hogaak for Legacy, which Collins, Abe, and I played, and as someone who loves to play blue strategies, and I know this tournament's going to be full of them, I think this was just the best call possible. So really confident there. We decided to play Devoted Druid in Modern, which is a bit out of the norm. I know most people definitely expect to play Urza, or for myself, Shadow. But I think we've got good matchups across the board there, and then trusting my old friend Andrea Mangucci for our standard deck. So I think that one's good too. So
all right, well, Dylan, you're back again for a second time.
Yep.
See how you do this time. Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you, Nick.
Stay tuned to Star City Games all weekend long for the action here in Roanoke.